is a solo game that takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play, and this one's called Weavlings in the Wild. And in this game, you're going to be starting the game out with a grid of cards. There's a few different kinds of cards in the game. There's trap cards, there's weavling cards, and there's beastie cards. You're going to be starting with a randomly placed 3x4 grid, and then randomly placing your trapper card into that grid. The trapper card represents your character, and on your turn you'll be able to perform 3 trapper actions. And the options that you have are to move to an adjacent card by swapping that card with your trapper card, or you can instead pick up a trap card that's adjacent to you. But the nice thing about this is that if there are multiple trap cards connected to each other in a continuous line, then you can pick up all of them for a single action. So you might want to do your movements accordingly in order to shuffle those cards around into the right spot and get the most out of your pickup action. And the final action you have is to use a trap card to capture a beastie and convert it into meat. You'll then move into phase 2, where you can go ahead and purchase any of the weavlings out in the grid by spending the meat that you've collected. And each weavling will net you some amount of population, and if you're able to gain 10, then you win the game. This is going to be a bit of a challenge because in the third phase, any beasties that you didn't hunt are going to now hunt the weavlings. Each of the beasties that are left over in the grid might operate a little bit differently in the way that they attack the weavlings. If any of those requirements are fulfilled, then the beastie will capture that weavling and both of them will be removed from the grid. And the population that that weavling would have provided to you if you had captured it will instead count against your population. And if you ever hit -10 population, then you lose the game. And then we're going to move into the final phase of the round, which is the travel phase. During this phase, you're going to be removing all the cards of the bottom row, and those are going to get discarded, but any beasties that you discard from the row are going to be converted into wounds, and any weavlings that are removed from the bottom row are going to count against your population, moving you further into the minus, potentially costing you the game. All the cards are then moved down, and any gaps are filled by drawing from the main deck, and the game continues like this. Inside the deck are also a few event cards, and if any of those get drawn, they can have different effects and manipulate the game in different ways. But if you're able to get to a population of 10, then you win the game. But if you reach a -10, then you lose the game.